Flow, Michigan will be up next in just under 20 minutes. Thank you.
Recording.
I thought you were taking a picture.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to my channel. So a lot of this is going to be voiceovers for our trip to Chicago because I had a young girl, a little girl, sitting behind me watching her videos, and she didn't have headphones, which is fine because she was a toddler, and I'm not even gonna. She was cute. It was adorable, and it was not bothering us because we both had headphones. So we've got some clips of the train. It amused me how they move and you're able to walk around in the train while it's moving. So I figured I would show some little clips of that. And then a lot of the restaurants, I also, when I recorded, they had very loud music in them. So those will also be voiceovers. So this train was going by us while we were going, and they're very close. This was mine and Aaron's first ever train ride. And so for them to be as close as they were was crazy. And then when you go from one track to another track, it feels like the whole train is like rocking. It's a weird experience, and we loved it. This was the first area that we could see Lake Michigan, and there was a ton of these townhouses and apartments kind of blocking the view of the lake, but they were beautiful houses, so there is that. It was nice to see, and it was a good experience. I don't know if I would want to travel by train again because it did take us longer to get there by train because of all the stops that they had in Michigan. There was 5 stops in Michigan just while we were on there before we got to Chicago. And so if we would have drove, it would have been maybe 30 minutes quicker. It still wasn't bad. It was 2.5-hour ride. So if we drove, it would have been 2 hours. So it wasn't bad. And then there was this industrial area where when you get into Chicago on the train, well, not into Chicago, when you get into Illinois, there was the industrial area. And then this was us getting off of the train and walking down this pathway. Aaron was dang near running from me. I was like, you're going to lose me. You're walking so fast. He never walks that fast, but it was very cold. So he was just trying to get off of the cold platform and into the area. And then this was the Hilton. We stayed at the Hilton Chicago, and we went through one of those third-party places online and got a significant discount. Otherwise, we never would have stayed at this fancy of a hotel. This is the first time we've ever stayed at a hotel with bellboys and things like that. We've never stayed at one before. And then this is just I had put our snacks out. Aaron was sitting there watching. There's a college and housing on one side of us, and then there was an industrial view on the other side where you could see to the other one. The pigeons in this town amuse me. You could walk right up on these things.
No, don't walk fast though. Go with it. Go. See how quickly. Nope.
And then we went for lunch. For our very first, we got a deep dish pizza. I got a Sex on the Beach was my drink, and I loved how it was separated. This is the restaurant we went to. Their deep dish pizza was very good. This was one of the restaurants that I was told that I needed to go to for pizza, and it did not disappoint. My favorite part of this was the outside crust, that thick. I don't know why. And their sauce, I need to find out how to replicate their sauce to make when I make my own homemade pasta. I'm going to try and find this sauce to duplicate it for pizza sauce instead of the pizza sauce I use. And then there was a ton of walls that were just painted.
Springtime.
And I only got 2 shots of different walls, but this was the first one. It made me feel like it was springtime, even though it was freezing cold. And then this is just some more view of the hotel that we stayed at. This is the entranceway to their ballroom. They're all blocked off. We couldn't go into any of the ballrooms or anything like that. I assume people rent them out for weddings and extravagant parties, things like that, but we weren't able to go in and look around at those. They sell jewelry in these, and then the restaurants were all right. One of them was closed down. It's a seasonal restaurant, which I didn't know, and they didn't say that online because we picked this one because of the restaurants in there. This was the Kitty's restaurant, the one that was open, and I got this martini. I will not order this espresso martini or Oz espresso martini again. It was all vodka. So it was supposed to have vodka, espresso, and Kahlua. It tasted like straight vodka with food coloring in it. I didn't care for it. I gave it to Aaron. He thought he would try it. So we because it sat there, we took it up to the room, added coffee to it. It still wasn't great. We got just an appetizer for dinner that night because we were kind of full on pizza and tired from working. So we just got their loaded potatoes. They poutine is what they called them. They had like cheese curds and cheese sauce. And then this was the cow and the sign for the restaurant that we ate at. And that was our day one. If you like what you're watching, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, all the good stuff. And I will show more of Chicago.